Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. Well, today we're going to be talking about endangered species. We're from Group 203 and we are Bruno Martinez, Diego Niño, Patricio Canizales, Sofía Navarro, Patricio Salas, and Rolando Lopez. So, to start off, some of the strangest animals in our planet walk the tightrope of extinction. Mexico is one of the world's most biologically rich in nations, with diverse landscapes that are home to a treasure of trove wildlife, including plant and animal species found nowhere else. Sadly, in Mexico and around the world, species are becoming extinct because of human activities, a trait that never have been seen before. So, at present, and due to the action of human beings, the planet is one of the edge is at the edge of the what scientists call the sixth greatest extinction in the whole history of the planet. And in Mexico, we have a total of 20 endangered species, which we are going to be seeing today in our video.
And I'm going to talk about the importance of living beings in our ecosystems and the changes that are happening in their life cycles because of global warming and the endangered species that are occurring because of human activity, hunting, and changing from of their natural habitats to urban areas. Okay, first, as we've all known, the global warming that has been happening in the last 4 decades has affected us exponentially, like in all history of humanity and in the history of Earth. In less than 3,000 years, we've made more contamination and more harm to our environment than the previous ages that had happened before humans didn't think or invented things as we know them today. But this is causing great danger to our natural species because the life cycle is being changed. The conditions of the life cycle to very important animals as can be mosquitoes because are the most harmful because of global warming, the weather changes, and their life cycle is being exponentially bigger. This means that mosquitoes no longer go to sleep in winter. There are actually cases that mosquitoes are beginning to expand their life cycle, and this is provoking to the infection and the propagation of more infectious diseases. This can be one example. Another example that is has been happening a lot is the decreasing of population of birds and their immigration because of the weather changes. The as the temperature rises in most parts of the earth, um, the birds are having trouble maintaining their flights for immigrating and just for surviving. Like in general, all animals, including us, are beginning to get more tired of the weather. It is beginning to affect us here in our city, Monterrey, Nuevo León. The weather in winter is beginning to seem pretty weird. Like we have been on 40 grades Celsius in times of Christmas. So yeah, and this is happening all across the center of the world and also in the north. Like floods and inundations are killing everything in general. Yeah, this is changes like only being talked about doesn't seem about as much impact they can cause as seeing them in real life. But the example of mosquitoes and birds is pretty important. Like there we can see that some species, mostly insects, which like to live in hot weather, like are beginning to get a lot bigger than the mammals and the uh, more little species that we need to balance this whole food chain. And like roaches and other some other insects like flies that that give more diseases than other animals are beginning to get a lot bigger. Like they are becoming plagues, uh, much much like that. And yeah, and another things that human activity has been done to harm the environment is the endangerment of natural species, as we all know. Furtive hunting and illegal hunting uh, are much wanted by the illegal market because of the precious leathers and materials they're making by that type of hunting. In the last 3 decades, we have extinguished a lot of precious animals and large mammals.
I'm going to explain you the causes that may contribute to the extinction of endangered species. First, the loss of habitat. A loss of habitat may happen naturally, and human activity can also contribute to a loss of habitat. Development of housing, industry, and agriculture reduces the habitat of native organisms. This can happen in a number of different ways. The next one is loss of generic variation. The generic variation is the diversity of found within a species. This is why human beings may have blonde, red, brown, or black hair. Generic variation allows species to adapt to changes in the environment. Usually the population of a species, the greatest is its generic variation. Inbreeding is reproduction with close family members. Groups of species that have a tendency to inbreed usually have little genetic variation. Because no genetic variation is produced to the group, disease is much more common and much more deadly. Among inbred groups, inbred species do not have the genetic variation to develop resistance to the disease. For this reason, fewer offspring of inbred groups survive to the maturity. And finally, we have the least concern. Least concern is the lowest level of conservation. A species of least concern is one that has a widespread and abundant population. Human beings are a species of least concern along with most domestic animals, such as dogs and cats. Many wild animals, such as pigeons and houseflies, are also classified as least concern.
Our hypothesis is that with some actions we can solve this problem of endangered species. There are some actions like educate your family about the endangered species, recycle and buy sustainable products, grow native plants, reduce your water consumption, reduce your personal footprint, not use plastic products, pressure your civil servants, volunteer your time to protect the wildlife in your area, do not purchase products from companies that are known polluters, get in touch with your fish and game department, black out the black market, and herbicides and pesticides are hazardous pollutants that affect wildlife of many levels. These are some actions that we can do that may help the solving of this problem. And maybe you can say that if I don't recycle, I can if I recycle I will not make the change, but really you can make this change with some actions that you don't occupy many time and effort, so please do it.
Hi, I'm Bruno Martinez from the group 303. I'm going to talk about the cities and places in which the endangered species are being protected. As we know, Mexico is one of the 17 mega diverse countries, having 10% of the whole biodiversity of the world. This is very important. They are being protected constantly in reservoirs, especially for them, like United States and other countries. Some of them are Biosphere Via Celestum, Biosphere San Ca, National Marine Park, and Boiling Water or Hierve el Agua. So, like this, they're being protected, and this is a lot of very good examples on how they're being protected. I'm gonna get more specified in the methods and more examples. Well, the main methods to obtain this, it's easily because we need to protect their habitat. So some rules explained by Semarnat is not to trash, not turn on fires, not contaminate waters. Also try to not kill them. Yeah, it's a good start. And try to respect their space and the periods of reproduction. Also, we need to help denounce the people who hunt them for sport. These methods explained and made by the government, and they're quite effective in some cases and quite not effective in other cases. One of the most effective cases is the one of the Paquita Marina, and one of the most effective cases is the one of axolotl, the endemic axolotl of Mexico, that is only in some aquifers in Mexico. And also, we can know that we need to adapt the systems. For example, Peña Nieto used the Navy to start protecting Paquita Marina.
As already stated in the introduction, our planet is now living through its sixth mass extinction. We are currently experiencing the worst extinction rate since the loss of the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. Although extinction is a natural phenomenon on a geological timescale, experts estimate we are now losing species at between 1,000 and 10,000 times the natural rate, with literally dozens of species going extinct every day. If the current trends continue, a frightening future lies ahead, with as many as 18% to 35% of all species possibly heading toward extinction by mid-century. And as already stated during the long of the video, Mexico is no exception. Under Mexican law, there are officially 49 extinct species, and many other deemed endangered of extinction. And as already seen during the video, most of the causes are anthropological. And as the same that we are the main cause of all these species to be endangered or already extinct, we can also be the cause of of many of these threatened to be endangered, like not be endangered at all. Like many, we are still in chance of saving many species, but it's just time of us as teenagers, as the future generations, to commit ourselves to treat the planet, to take care of it, and well, to take care of our home, of animals, and well, yes, our home as known as our planet.